So it's just a little past 7:30, and let me show you what we got our fire going. And to be a little bit different than what we've been doing so far, no charcoal this time. Yes, I heard you, and I am adapting. So, straight wood on this fire. We want to have a good strong fire by around 8 o'clock, like I said, so that we can get the brisket put on there. Stick around. We got a long way to go, y'all. While that fire's getting ready out there, I went ahead, took the brisket out of the refrigerator, took that top off, which will be going back on. Yes, it will. Best thing you can do with any kind of meat is take it out of the refrigerator, let it set up for a little bit before you ever put it on the cooker. Minutes before 11 o'clock. Oh, by the way, cooking with pecan tonight. I've been running this thing between about 225. I've been keeping it a little bit lower than I did on some of the other cooks. On the low end, it's as low right now as it's been so far, and it's about 188 right now. So I really don't want it getting lower than 190 at all. I mean, I really don't want it running lower than 190 for any amount of time at all. 200 to 220, that's probably about my sweet spot right there. And like I said, I let it get a little bit lower than that right now, but just for a few minutes. This damper open all the way. I'll leave that door closed. There we go. You got plenty of air now. 3 hours in on this cook. You know, I want to cook it for about 10 and a half hours, maybe 11, just depends. So again, that brisket is inside that aluminum pan, and that aluminum pan has the top on it. So the smoke itself didn't really get into that brisket. I don't see any way that it could. The guy that I am emulating this cook from, he's not worried about bark. He's not worried about smoke rings. He's worried about taste. The taste and the tenderness. And that's what this type of cook's gonna give you. You're not gonna have that pretty smoke ring that's on there that we had last week. And you're not gonna have that thick bark on the outside. But my belief, and we're gonna find out here early tomorrow morning, is that what you are gonna have is very tender, extremely juicy, very flavorful brisket. The last couple of hours, not even a couple of hours, probably the last hour, open up that aluminum box and pour some of this to it pretty hot, and you'll get that smoke. And again, this time we're using pecan, so we're gonna get some real good flavor on that brisket. That last, let's just call it an hour, just to make the math easy. That last hour, you're gonna get the smoke on there again. So I really do see some advantages to this type of a cook. Again, this isn't a competition cook. This is just good food. Good brisket, tender, juicy. Something that you'd be proud to feed your neighbors, something you'd be proud to feed your family. That's what I'm looking for. I'm trying a lot of different ways to do a lot of different things with the same type of meat. Kind of excited to see how this is going to turn out in the morning. Anyway, you'll be there with me. You'll know about the same time I do. Just a little bit before 1 a.m. and I have started to have quite a little battle. I got some pinon left over from last month. I mix that in with this pecan. I think we'll get it stoked back up to what we needed. Well, we got a tiny little bit of rain that just started. I think we're gonna be okay. Hey, good morning. It's just right at 4 a.m. and let me show you what we got here. Things worked out okay. Our fire's pretty much where we'd want it to be. It's been hanging tough. Looks good. I got up a couple of times, moved some coals around. I threw that log in, I'd say about 30 minutes ago, just to finish out what I need to. So that log's gonna get us all the way to the finish line. Yeah, it may not. I got more wood. If it doesn't, it don't matter. We pulled the top off of that aluminum foil pan in there, and all those juices, all that's just been inside its own, just marinating the whole time. And then you pull that off and it'll just steam for as long as we want it to, and then it'll start getting that smoke on there, and that's whenever everything's gonna start making sense to you. So if you've been watching this and wondering exactly what is it that he's doing, hopefully it's all gonna make sense to you here in just a couple hours. 6:30 a.m. and it's time to check that brisket. Here we go. That, my friends, is my brisket. And if I look at this way right here, as we can see it. Oh my goodness. Okay. That's pretty much what I had in mind. So here's the deal. Like I said, this is the most tender brisket I've ever cooked in my life. It is literally just like butter all the way through. Put it back on that grate, keep that smoke rolling, leave it on there for about, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour. We'll see. We're gonna find out. Without the top on it, obviously. All this broth, we're gonna use that to make it even better. All right, let me get that placed. I'm gonna choke this pipe down a little bit, keep some of that smoke inside that chamber as it runs through and circulates in there. Just trying to get as much smoke on that brisket as I can. We are looking at 6:30. Let's come check that thing out in about a half an hour. I don't need any more heat on that smoker, but what I do need is I need some more smoke on it. So we're gonna put another split on there. I chunked one more split down in there. Oh yeah, we definitely got us better smoke rolling now. So we're gonna leave that just exactly the way it is. We're gonna let it go until I don't think it's gotta go no mo. Well, I'm waiting for this smoke to build back up. I think one of the things I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that pan and I'm gonna flip it around, because it's been about 30 minutes, maybe a little less, running this way, and I'm just going to flip it and run it the other way. Just a few minutes shy of 12 hours, I put this brisket on this smoker, and that is my brisket. Just by the looks of it, I'm real happy with it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take this thing apart. See exactly what we do have as far as sliced and what we have as chopped. Gonna be plenty of chopped, y'all. This literally just comes off like I can't believe how easy it all just comes off. So I pulled that front piece off, and I'm gonna detach this piece. You could literally just take and do this like pulled pork. One thing I would do different next time is that bottom fat cap. I would take it off And I really don't think you need it with this cooking method. You saw, I don't wrap it. I don't put it in a cooler and rest it. I literally just pull it apart. If you like chopped, this is the way to do your brisket. Things that I learned while some of y'all were sleeping. Let me just start by saying I like this brisket. And I will cook other briskets like this. I will cook other briskets like this when I'm cooking for other people. But here's the deal. I didn't get any sliced brisket out of this. It was so tender that trying to slice it, it just fell apart. So there's a couple things you can do about that without doing it myself. This is just me guessing. Don't cook it so long. Cook it for about 8 hours. Cut 2 hours off of that. It'll all be done. You can always check it, probe it, check the temp. So I didn't even worry about temps on this one. I knew that I was cooking it slow enough, long enough, low enough, that it was gonna be done by the time it came off of there. And boy, was it done. It was done. It is not overdone. It's really good. It tastes great. I'm just disappointed that I didn't realize that cooking it this way, I wasn't gonna get any sliced. If I was cooking this for a big group of people or or the family, you know, this would have been a disappointment for me if they were all coming over today, because I didn't have any sliced. Now that I know that, I can fix that. So I got all of this that was chopped. This was really all that I was able to slice, just these few little pieces that were towards the end, towards the tip of that point. And they're the only ones that would hold together at all to let me slice them out. But I did get a bunch of chopped. I got more here that I can chop. I got more over here that I'm gonna chop. And then I'm gonna take all of this, I'm gonna take the broth that we pulled out of that pan. I'm gonna mix in some barbecue sauce, make a heck of a good chop. And yeah, I'll give some of that away to family. Tina, if you're watching, give me a holler. This isn't what I think of as just traditional backyard brisket, but man, it is good. You can't have any, it's too salty and fatty for you, but does it smell good? He quit listening whenever I said you can't have any. Well, the brisket's all been separated out, and it'll be off to live with nice families here soon. Last night was the first overnight cook I've done in a long time. And yeah, I had this idea that I was gonna sleep a little bit, get up a little bit, go out here a little bit. Yeah, none of that happened. It just turned out to where I was just up all night, and that was a lot of fun. And I want to thank my dogs, Bo and Pearl, for hanging out with me through the whole cook. That was pretty cool. They're pretty much just laying over there in the sun right now, sleeping. I think I'll be doing the same thing, but in the house here pretty quick. But I just wanted to say that it was a lot of fun doing that, and it was a little bit more fun thinking about how maybe somebody out there is following along with me and sort of taking this trip with me. And so for that, I just want to say I appreciate all y'all. I truly do. Thank you very much. I promise I can do more than just briskets. It's just right now briskets are in my head, and I had to kind of work out a few things. And I think I'm beyond the brisket thing. So go down there to the comments. If there's something you want me to take a shot at on that offset, let me know. Again, I appreciate y'all. Be good to each other and keep on smoking.